Hey, Restorers, welcome to an episode of Restore AI. I'm here with David Grove from BYLT Restoration. Hopefully, you know him by now. And hopefully, you're signed up for his e-newsletter that he does with Will and get all their AI tips. So, we are just going for it today because David loves to demo things. And we were just at the collective a couple weeks ago. He demoed some things there. And one of his favorite platforms, I think, is Notebook LM. And so, he is going to start building out some stuff with CNR to kind of show you guys how this works. So, David, as you're doing this, I don't know when you want to share your screen, but talk about Notebook LM a little bit and talk us through it, what it
Yeah,
is.
so anybody that's probably seen this before, seen me or talked to me about how Notebook LM works, and it's a very source-driven large language model. So it weighs your sources first and tries to pull the information out of those before it's going to go like search the internet or anything like that. Or it might not even go search the internet at all. Most of the time, it's going to use your sources to build the data that it builds. So it can build video, podcasts,
Hmm.
and timelines, all kinds of different reports that you can hit buttons on. Really, really great for job reviews and things. So just as a really quick kind of demo today, I was going to make one because CNR's put some really cool articles and things out and YouTube videos. It might be a little clunky me going through it,
All
but
right.
I'll at least get you guys will get to see the how-to from like the very beginning with a new Notebook LM. So let me
Awesome.
share my screen and jump into it.
Beautiful. All right, let's go for it.
All right. So when you first come into Notebook LM, it looks like this. You just hit create new notebook, and then you've got these different sources. So you can upload a PDF, a text, markdown, or audio here. You can just copy text in and then just paste your text there. You can add a YouTube video. You can add a whole website, which we're going to go ahead and add the CNR website. Then you can add anything from your Google Docs or Google Slides. Technically, there's a 300, not technically, officially, there's a source limit of 300 sources. And I think it's around 2.5 million different words that it can
Wow.
actually compile, which is much, much more than something like ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT, even the new one, went from 200 to 400,000. So 2.5 million is quite a lot. It would
It's a
be really hard
lot.
to overload this. So Michelle's going to guide me to the YouTube channel for C and R.
It should just be, I think it's just CNR.
There we go. What
No?
would be what would be a couple good ones to add? Well,
So
that
some of
one
those
might.
are shorts, but like that one with Lance Malcolm might be interesting. That was up there, the TPA related one.
This one.
Um,
When I look
Do you
at
want shorts or do you, yeah, that's a short. So do you want
so
I
shorts or do you
think
want,
what
either of them can work
72%
as long
of
as it
RIA members
has
when I look at
because those are all the shorts.
as long
So,
as it has a link and then it has to have a transcript is kind of one of the tricks to it. So we'll
okay.
see, like when you upload it, it'll either fail if it doesn't have a transcript or it will succeed. That one succeeded.
That's a good thing. I'm like, I don't really know.
Yeah, not many YouTube videos don't have transcripts. There are some that are made private, and then you have to kind of, you know,
Okay, that makes sense.
there are ways around that though. Like you can have it transcribed somewhere else and then take that text and just drop it into Notebook LM. So
That Katie
there's
Smith
always a
one,
way.
if you go up a little bit, if you go to the, yeah, okay, so Restoration Today podcast, so like the thriving and uncertainty would be really good. Any of the ones with Lane would be really good. Um, there's one with the IICRC,
Go
um,
grab Lane.
lobbyist.
Where's the IRCFC one?
It's the lobbying for restoration legislative wins
Oh,
right next
okay.
to Lane.
I think that'll be enough to at least show, generally what this does.
Perfect.
So then
So I think as people are watching David do this, I know David uses this for timelines, and I think this is a
Yes.
great resource for creating SOPs because it's going to pull from your internal documents versus all over the internet and tell your text to do weird things.
And
Um,
it's just a great place if you want to learn something new. Let's just say you're an estimator and you want to learn how to use Symbility. You could go load 20 guides, 10 YouTube videos, and the Symbility guide, and then just make a video or make a podcast over here out of it. And I mean, you're going to learn that information in about 8 to 10 minutes instead of 4 hours.
Amazing.
That's originally why Google made it, was for quick learning, basically. All right, I think I have one more. And then is there a cool article or something? Well, I'm sure there is. Let me go back to CNR. Uh, there, that looks like a good one.
That looks like a
Uh,
very good one for the topic that we're talking about.
let's take that as well.
And Taylor's awesome.
Oh, let me go website again. And in this, you can add multiple websites. You just separate them with a space or a new line.
Okay.
So what it first will do is in this, you can actually talk with the data. It gives you some suggestions down here. So how does CNR foster expertise and community within the restoration industry?
Oh, great question. Hopefully it says nice things.
The only thing about this is you will definitely have to edit because it takes some time for some of this stuff to build, but we can kind of move through and get a couple of things moving. So like let's get our audio overview started and our video overview started in the background because this will take some time. And then we can talk with the data over here. So fostering expertise. So you can see these are sources. So this is showing where from the data over here, which source number it's pulling from and where in the source.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything that I like that it kind of spit out, I can always add. So this is your actual notebook over here, this section right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So any of this stuff, answers I get, I can save those as notes and they generate over here and you can always go back in them like that. And then once they are a note, you can always convert them back to a source too. So since we have this expertise and community kind of piece of
Mm-hmm.
CNR, we can convert that back to a source. And then it deep dives into that data further and further and further.
Wow.
And you can see when you're talking about something like a project, being able to deep dive in and figure out what went good, what went bad, what went otherwise, and how to make new processes around those things, it can really be extremely valuable. So jump to the bottom. One of the cool things I like to do is what are some areas of opportunity that see tackle that would greatly help
I love this.
contractors that they currently aren't covering. And remember, I had your whole website, so it should have pulled a good bit from that.
Yep.
So let's go back to our studio. So this is considered your studio over here.
Okay.
So this is showing all the extensive resources you offer, in-depth financial management, cash flow, budgeting, hiring, strategic business scaling,
Mental
in-depth
health.
financial management. It didn't really tell me I don't know if it answered the question.
I think it did because it said at the bottom by leaning into these things, CNR would have a more holistic approach.
Oh, okay. Yes,
So
yes,
it did.
yes.
So
Right.
these are our
Yeah.
areas of opportunity, which I agree with. As I'm looking at these, I'm like, yep, we've touched on all of these like a little bit, but not any of them
Not in depth,
super in
right?
depth. Yep.
Yeah.
Like we started like the mental health one, we started asking that on State of the Industry last year. But we haven't done a ton of deep dives on it, so that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I'm excited for those to finish. So some of the other cool things you can do here, let's go ahead and add that one as a note, and then add that as a source as well. And anytime you do that, technically, like you would want to redo the video or redo the audio, it's going to make it off the original data.
Okay.
But since I'm continuing to add sources, like it would make a new video with the new sources if you wanted it to.
Okay.
So the mind map is really cool. And then some of these reports are cool. So there's briefing doc, study guide, FAQ, and timeline. So this is what the mind map looks like. You can really deep dive into this stuff.
Wow.
And then we can keep going here.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and but it's pretty neat. Like just getting a mind map. I did one of our vision traction organizer, which is all of our values and SWOT analysis and everything. It was really cool to see my company at that level. And I can share this with you after too, Michelle, and you could like add to it and
Thank
stuff.
you.
Um,
Like this
or
is
you can make
sweet.
your own. So then so that's what the mind map looks like. This is the briefing doc. So a briefing doc's really just going to brief you on all the information so you can read it all very quickly, learn it all very quickly through a Word doc. Um, and then the study guide's pretty awesome because if you did like ICRC or something,
Mm-hmm.
you could actually have a guide they can study. There's a quiz, an answer key, essay questions you could give to somebody, glossary of all the terms that are in there,
Wow.
which is kind of neat. And then the FAQ is just that, like it's going to
Mm-hmm.
find all the frequently asked questions within. Then timeline. This is really good for projects, but this is showing the timeline of what it knows with the data we gave it, all the different stuff that's happened, different things you've published. And then it'll give me the cast of characters of people obviously you've probably interviewed or that are in those articles. Um,
Wow.
let's see what they say about you. Host, contributor, conducts interviews. So it looks like the audio and the video are still loading. While that's happening, I'll show how to share quick. So under share, you can just copy the link, which is what I could do. And then if there are people within your Google, you can share with
Yeah.
them directly. Otherwise, you just copy the link and send it. You can send it with a welcome note, which is kind of cool, telling them what it is too.
Hmm.
And one of the things I missed in the podcast builder and the video builder, you can hit the three little dots and customize before, and you can tell it to focus on a specific source, topic, and audience. So, like when I made one for my breakout, I said, this is an audience of restoration contractors, kind of focus on how Notebook LM works and stay on topic about how to use Notebook LM. And then you can make it shorter or longer. Default tends to be somewhere between like 5 and 7 minutes. So longer is going to push towards 10 or longer, shorter, probably under 5.
Okay.
The video, I think, is pretty much the same customized thing. So
Yep.
no big difference, except it only has one timeline amount there. So the difference between the audio and video is the audio, you can actually interact with it, which I will show you in a second. So we'll go ahead and play it.
What truly separates the thriving restoration businesses from those just, getting by in today's incredibly dynamic landscape? Is it about landing those big breaks, Or is it more about those small, deliberate actions that kind of snowball into massive success, especially when it comes to something as crucial as actually getting paid? Yeah. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at the multifaceted world of restoration contractors. We're exploring how things like cutting edge data use, powerful industry advocacy, and really a deeply rooted people first approach are fundamentally reshaping what it means to succeed.
Yeah, and for this deep dive, we've pulled insights from, well, a really rich collection of sources. We've got
So they sit there and talk, but so if I want to do interactive though, this is where it gets really cool. It'll start over, so we'll have to listen to that again.
What truly separates the thriving restoration businesses from those just, getting by in today's incredibly dynamic landing? Is it about landing those big breaks, or is it more about those small, deliberate actions that kind of snowball into massive success? Oh, wait, someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Yeah, so I wanted to know how CNR magazine really helps restoration contractors in their day-to-day rather than just in advocacy and data and all that as well.
That is such a great question. And it really gets to the heart of what CNR is all about beyond just, advertising.
absolutely CNR, or cleaning and restoration, provides a huge range of resources designed to help contractors daily.
Yeah, it's about fostering expertise in community. It's not just a publication, but more of a hub.
Think of it as a
This is
comprehensive
awesome.
support system for the restoration industry.
For instance,
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, well, how do they interact with the RIA as well?
That's a great follow-up question. CNR definitely extends its reach beyond just individual contractors.
they actively collaborate with other
So
industry
you can
organizations.
keep going
like
and going
BYLT,
and going.
the restoration.
Those two will just continue to talk to you. It's very creepy, but cool. Okay, so then we have our video, this is brand new, really exciting. I think I told you about this at the conference.
You did.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into what really separates the most successful restoration companies from everyone else. And it turns out it's this really powerful mix of mastering technology, building rock-solid leadership, and, believe it or not, even shaping national policy. It all starts with one incredible number: $1.8 million. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That's a huge payout for one single commercial job. But you know what's even crazier? It's how fast they got paid. 4 days! A multi-million-dollar invoice paid in full, just 4 days after a 16-day job was done. So how on earth is that even possible?
That'll catch
we're in an
anyone's
industry where getting paid can
ears.
sometimes feel like a marathon, right? Well, the answer is actually
So it'll keep, again, it'll go through and make different infographics for different things you talked about and
industry stuff. So here's the deal, and this is really important. Do not copy and paste copyrighted material, like the ICRC standards, into public AI models like ChatGPT. It could.
so
That's
really,
something-
really crazy, really cool.
That's something that the IICRC is working on, and I hate to say this out loud, but they're gonna have a hard time with that. I mean,
That's almost impossible. How
It-
in
it
the world
really
could you
is.
possibly control that? Like
yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
No, I know that they're trying, but
I know I might get edited out, but I mean, that's like, come on, man. Like you've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Like, how are you going to control what people are copying and pasting? Like, that's just
yeah.
never gonna happen.
And it's not just them, it's any copywritten material at this point. Like, people aren't paying attention to that. I mean, I certainly used AI when I was getting my MBA to help summarize things, help me understand things. I certainly was not paying attention to, oh, this textbook probably has a copyright on it. I'm like, no, I need you to explain this to me and whatever. So, yeah.
But I mean, we're in a new world. Like,
We are.
copywriting is changing, right?
Yeah.
Trademarking is changing. It's just part of the new world we're in, and unfortunately, people that own big data sets have to get used to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they just shouldn't. I don't know.
Anyway.
I think a lot of people put their data out into the world, and now they're wishing they wouldn't have. Like, they wish they would have kind of kept it locked up a little tighter,
Yeah.
But the IRC did a pretty good job of that. But again, there's other ways to kind of make money off of it and still have the data do good things.
Yeah.
But they need to be working with AI and not against it, because it's not going to help them. That's for
They're
sure.
trying. So for people that are listening to this, because we just pivoted in this podcast a little bit, but there are resources. If it's copywritten material, check and see if that material, if you're worried about the copyright, is searchable. Like I know the IICRC has created kind of their own way to talk to, I think, the standards a little bit in there. This is kind of one of the interesting things with AI we hear contractors talking about is AI will quote the standards wrong sometimes. And that is something that you
Mhm.
need to be very careful of. It will make up sections that don't
Mhm.
exist. It'll quote the wrong year. That is an area that has kind of been.
That's why something like this Notebook LM is really
Yeah.
good for something like that
Yep.
because it'll only quote the
The
source, not
actual real
not
stuff.
the internet. It won't hallucinate like crazy. It's only quoting what's actually there.
Yeah. Yep.
But even this, like you're still giving Google a bunch of data, I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. It's tricky for sure. Um, Trying to think if there was anything else with this. There is analytics, but that's something I think that's supposed to come over time. But one last thing. Discover. Discover's pretty cool. So like you can just tell it what you're interested in instead of me going around to all the different websites and stuff. See what it finds here. There, it found your YouTube.
Mhm. That's interesting. So you can like click stuff that isn't.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you could just go through and find the ones that are actually, it just makes it a little quicker than running around and trying to find the different things. And it'll do a really quick search of like YouTube and stuff for you rather than, again, going out and then trying to copy and paste everything back in. But that
Amazing.
is it.
Well, David, thank you for the demo. So for people who are watching and listening, if you have more questions, if you feel free to email me or Dave to ask questions. This was a great demo for me, though. I'm going to go and check it
Yeah.
out. We're working on our media kit
And
for
I'll
next year.
share that with
And
you
this was
too.
like perfect timing because we literally just last night I have Tasha in town and we were nailing down everything for next year. So this is perfect timing.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Thanks for the
And
demo.
then
Talked about it so much.
everybody, oh yeah, absolutely. And everybody, please sign up to the Restoration AI. We'll put it in the chat, I'm sure.
Yep.
But
Yep.
awesome. Well, thank you,
Perfect.
Michelle.
Thanks, Dave. Have a good one.